Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's week 2. It is Tuesday when I'm recording this, the day after Martin Luther King's Day. Um, I hope you had a good holiday. Maybe you had to work. Some people did, but we had the day off. That doesn't mean class was supposed to start yesterday. We're on a Tuesday through Monday schedule, so your coursework should open at midnight on Tuesday. I'm a little late posting my video. This is true, but here I am, and hello, how are you? I hope your first week went well. This week we are going to be exploring what makes good writing, and you will be reading some great literature written to you by letters, essentially written to you by famous writers who know lots and lots about writing. So let's begin. Let's go into your coursework and your content. It's going to open slowly. There we go. The keys to writing well are the themes for the week, but also for this unit. Also, let me try that again. Themes for the week are keys to writing well. You're going to read letters written to you by famous authors. We're going to discuss topics of style, grace, simplicity, and clarity in this unit, and due next week is your first essay. But don't panic. It is a very, 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 very short essay. We're going to explore the micro form of writing an essay. Now it sounds like, well, that's easy. I just write 2 or 3 paragraphs. Boom, I'm out. Well, to some degree that's true, but writing tightly and concisely is actually challenging. And that means cutting the fat, getting to the point, and using your words to the best effect. So we're going to have some exercises this week, and you're going to read some really fascinating and wonderful short pieces to inspire you. So let's get going. Your week 2 overview is here. And it just kind of explains a lot of what we're talking about here. What your outcomes are. I'm not going to read these things to you. I just want to point them out to you. This is where you're going to find your overview. The readings for the week. Please read Tell It Slant. I hope you have the book by now. The Basics of Good Writing in Any Form, which is foundational to anything that you write, whether it's for this class or anything else. Please read that. But also read the chapter 9 about innovative form. We are going to return to this at the end of the semester, so just kind of plant this in the back of your mind. We're going to return to other innovative forms at the end of the term, but right now we're just focusing on the micro or flash nonfiction essay. But it's a good idea just to get a heads up of what kinds of forms are out there, and there is a world of creative forms in nonfiction writing. Please take a close look at this short piece, style, diction, tone, voice, and so on. It just goes over some basic concepts that will be also foundational in the term about what is style, what is diction, what is tone, what is voice. You've probably heard the word diction before. It has to do with your word choice. But word choice can be high, very sophisticated, medium, and very appropriate for most situations, but somewhat formal. Slang are low or colloquial. There are just different ranges, and you will have different occasions to use all of them in your writing. Dillard's Notes for Young Writers is really the big thing that I really want you to focus on this week. She writes a letter basically to you as writers, giving advice about writing. And she might surprise you with some of her tips. And I'm curious to know what your responses might be. She has a lot to say. Here is kind of an overview of tips from Anne Lamott. She wrote a book called Bird by Bird about writing. It's funny, it's touching, it'll make you cry, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you feel better about life and yourself and your place in the universe as a writer. It's really comforting. And she gives really great advice. Among them is to write letters. She suggests writing letters. And you'll notice there's a theme here. Notes to Young Writers is essentially a letter to you. And Sedaris has a little video here. David Sedaris is an essayist, and there's a video about keeping a diary in the age of oversharing. Basically, a diary is a letter to yourself. So there's a theme here in mixing the literary letter as a means of communication this week with this in service of the next project, which is the micro essay. The prompt for the micro essay is posted here and also in your module. This is a link to Brevity. Brevity is an online publication of short nonfiction. It comes in a variety of forms, a lot of them innovative, but it's all really short. That is the whole purpose of this essay. It's creative nonfiction, but short. So you can poke around on that site. I've chosen these links of sample readings that will help inform your journal. You don't have to read every single one of them, but I think once you get started, you might have a good time. They are short. You have 2 assignments for the week, your exploration journal and your reflective blog. The reflective blog is technically, as you know, posted in the discussion forum because we don't have a blog forum, but it is not a traditional discussion. You are going to write basically a reflection on the readings. You're going to write it in the blog format, meaning that you're going to engage your readers. You will introduce, present your topics in developed paragraphs, and conclude. It will be like a mini essay. You may use design elements like using white space between paragraphs. You may use bolding or change your fonts for different purposes. You may include images if you so desire. You will post it in the discussion forum, but it will be like a junior essay, a micro essay, you might say. It will be around 400 words, más o menos. A little under is okay, a little over is okay. Don't go nuts, don't go too short. You will read each other's blogs and respond to each other. You'll respond to 2 different folks. So you're going to post a reflection by Saturday night, and you'll read responses and read and respond to at least 2 classmates. I suggest you read many more than just 2, just because there's so much you can learn from each other, but respond to at least 2 people. Do so with thoughtful comments. Don't just say, I liked it, because that really doesn't take us very far. Just say what moved you, what was interesting, what challenged you, what you disagree with, what you didn't think of and wish you had, a question for further discussion. Make it interesting, like you actually care about the other person in the class, and they will care about you and respond. So keep that conversation lively. All right, so how does this roll? We're going to go forward. Here is a little letter to you from me, so please read that. Okay, basically they're my lecture notes. Here is practice for your flash in the pan journal. I'm sorry, your short micro essay. So this is basically a launch, practice place for you to play with ideas. So please read the prompt. It kind of walks you through different ways of approaching the micro essay. Some people do the list. Some people do like things I've lost is really fun. I think you'll love it. Things that appear ugly or troubling, but on closer inspection appear beautiful. Notice how tightly focused those titles are, and they give you a hint as to what's coming. An address to my fellow faculty who have asked me to speak about my work. That sounds like it's going to be formal. It's really not. These things, the titles you'll notice will allude to the topic. They're tightly focused. Everything about it is tightly focused. Every paragraph is tightly focused. Everything in these pieces is tightly focused. So that might give you some ideas about how to approach it. So read this play. This is just your exploratory journal where you play. It's not high stakes. It's exploratory. But it gets you a launch. And you can draw from this launch for your essay for next week. Keep going. You're going to, as I say, you're going to read those letters to you from established authors and respond. So in your reflection, you're going to basically do a reader's reflection where you engage with the text, say what's annoying, what's exciting, what's surprising, what you learned from this, what you hadn't considered, how this might affect your writing in the future. You're going to have this kind of, well, it's a reflection. Introduce, present in your paragraphs, body paragraphs, and conclude. You can make this as engaging as you want. You don't have to use super-de-duper formal style, but avoid slang that readers wouldn't understand. You can be engaging and personable in your presentation. Your style, as you will have read in the the bit about style, diction, voice, and so on. Your style is something we're going to be developing over the course of the term. And so this is a place for you to stretch out and develop your voice on the page. Your blogging voice is in part your character as you explore topics and reflect. Please be specific because we have different letters to you, young writers. We have different authors that you are going to be engaging with. So be sure that the reader is clear as to which one you're referring to. So introduce it by author and title if you would please. And of course, use the author's last name after the first introduction. So Dillard says, or Sedaris says, and so on. You're going to write a minimum of 400 words. You're going to post by Saturday. You're going to respond to 2 classmates by Monday night. Those are your 2 writing assignments for the week. Your big work is on reading and thinking. This is your formal prompt for the Flash Us essay, the short micro essay. Again, you can choose your style, you can choose your topic, but and these readings are the same as that you're reading for your journal. You can stretch out to 750 words at the most in your micro essay. The title is going to be focused. The topic is going to be focused. Don't take on the universe. You're just taking on a tiny bite. But sometimes that tiny bite, like Blake says, the poet William Blake says, the universe isn't a grain of sand. Sometimes when we have a tightly focused topic and tightly reflected upon, we can see much more complex ideas in association. It has to have a beginning and ending, and make sure that the reader can understand with clarity of your sentences. You're going to use vivid descriptions. You're going to cut the fat in your writing so that it is clear. Next week, we're going to spend much more time on concision for precision to help you in your crafting and drafting of your micro essay. So, but this week, just be thinking about how other authors are using vivid language, direct sentences, and their own style to convey meaning. So enjoy this week, play with your own style and your own voice, have fun, and I look forward to reading more of your writing. Thanks.